All right, welcome. Let's do a few things here in Excel. What I want to do in this clip is create scatterplot on Excel, and I want to find the correlation value here in Excel. So make sure you have this very same file open, and you can follow along with what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm using here is Microsoft Excel 2007. If you're using an earlier edition of Microsoft, the interface will not look exactly like this, but I'll mention it as we're going through the clip of what you can do to get the same results. So what I have here at the moment is a data set representing data collected from crashing cars into barriers and then measuring the impact of the crash. And you see there's a lot of data here, a lot of information, the class of the car, the make of the car, the model, number of doors, weight of the vehicle, presumably in pounds, I'm guessing, um, and so on. So there's a lot of things here to compare. And again, what we're trying to do with regression is compare two variables. It's possible to compare more, but we're just doing two at the moment. And I just picked on this one for no particular reason except that I like my head. So I'm interested right now in drive head. So drive head is the value here in J. And right now, what I want to do is I'm going to click on J. I'm going to right click, copy. And what I want to do is go down here to the bottom, click on situation 1, the tab, move here back to A, and right click, paste, copy the information, drive head. I'm going to take that back. I'm going to right click again, cut, and I'm going to move it here to B instead, and then hit paste. There. Okay, so drive head should be in the B column. Now I'm going to go back to data. So I'm clicking on the tab that says data. And I'm wondering if the vehicle weight would be a good predictor of how well my head's going to be protected during a car crash. So I'm going to click here on E, right click, copy, and go back to situation 1 and paste here in A. So right now I have it. The first column is the explanatory variable as far as the default in Excel. The second column will be the response variable. So the response I'm interested in is the head injury score, how badly damaged my head is during a collision, and I am trying to see if there's a connection between the vehicle weight and drive head. So now to make a scatter plot, here's what I'm going to do. I could highlight the two columns, or right now I'm going to make myself make it easy on myself and just click on A and B. Okay, now I've done that. Now here's where things differ a little bit depending on which edition you're using. I'm using Microsoft 2007 at the moment, so I'm going to go to Insert. And you'll notice that Insert, you have these pictures to choose from. In earlier versions of Excel, you don't have this tab here in the toolbar. You have just icons. Well, in the older versions, instead of these tabs, you should see an icon that looks like this one, the column. Click on that if you have an older version, and then what will occur is a window will pop up. That window will have similar pictures as to the ones you see here, and from those pictures you'll choose scatter. Now when I choose scatter here, I have another option to choose what type of scatter. I also failed to mention one more thing. You'll notice before I go choosing the plot, I have highlighted my data. You could do this afterwards, but it's easier if you do it now. So make sure that, again, you've highlighted your data like I did here. That has to be done first. Then choose the icon to create the scatter. And the first picture you see is the best picture. Again, if you're using an older version of Excel, once you click on this icon, a window will pop up and choose scatter just as well. Now, in the older version, when you click on scatter, you'll be given choices. You can enter the name of the information you have, and so on. You can click finish if you want. Here it's going to be backwards. Actually, when I click scatter, it's going to create the picture immediately. And there it is. Now, there's only one variable called drive head, and you'll notice that this is a legend letting you know what the dot means. It represents the actually the order pairs from the weight of the vehicle and the head injury score. I'm going to right click on it and just delete it. It's not doing me any good. If I want, I could put titles on here. You notice I can put any title I want. I can come over here, click on it, and type vehicle weight versus head injury score. If I want to put the title here, then the bottom, I can always click here to the top. And you'll notice this allows me to put some legends in position, so I'm going to click on it. And I could put any title I want again by clicking on it, and I put vehicle weight. Nothing's happening. You'll notice that it's being typed here in the the function bar. If I hit return, it changes. Again, I can click here on axis title, come back here to the tool function function bar, as it's called, sorry, and type in head injury score. Hit return, and again, it gets changed accordingly. If I want also to do the following, I can change the axes starting point. Right now there's a lot of empty space right here. So what I can do is I click on axes, right click on axes, move my mouse to the axis and right click, format axis. And what I want to do next is set the minimum. Right now it's an automatic. I look here and it looks like the minimum, hard to say, but certainly 2000 seems like a good point. So I'll come over here, fixed. Let's just be careful. I'll choose 1800. I don't see anything below that. So I'll choose close, and now I can see mostly data. Again, when you look at this, what do you think? Is there a relationship between vehicle weight and head injury score? When I look at this, I think the answer would be no. There doesn't seem to be any relationship. Again, I'm going to get rid of this drive head by right-clicking and deleting. As my vehicle weight increases, what can I say about my head injury score? Well, it goes up, it goes down, but on average, it doesn't seem to do anything. Neither goes up nor down. There's no particular pattern. So I would say there seems to be no relationship between the vehicle weight and the head injury score I sustain.